Hello everybody, welcome to the White Tiger Tarot. Thank you so much for being with me here today. And welcome back. Welcome back to me, to you, to everybody. And welcome if you're coming for the first time. I have been on a little bit of a hiatus as of late, but we are back and I am so happy to be here with you guys and very much looking forward to this reading today. And speaking of this reading, this is a personal message to you from the universe. So this is a pick a card reading, a personal message just for you, what you need to hear right now, a message specifically to you from the universe. All right, so with that being said, I will give you guys some time to meditate on your cards, and I will see you in your pile. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading today. This is your personal message from the universe. Okay. And I also just want to say I'm so happy to be back with you guys. I know I've been gone for a while, but personal readings will be back open. They should be back open by the time this reading comes out, but I will keep you guys updated and informed if that's not the case. All right. So you guys were attracted to this amethyst here, which I'm just going to put off to the side. And you chose Woodwives Adaptability. And this card gives me a lot of like growing pains, a lot of growth, a lot of change, becoming, okay? We have 6 and 4, which is a 10. And so it's almost like a new cycle is beginning. It's like there's one ending, but there's also one beginning. And so you're in this like in-between stage. You're in this growth phase where it's like you're coming out of what you've once been and entering something new. A new phase or stage of life, of self. This could be in, a career, but I feel like this is personal. I feel like it's personal that's affecting many other things in your life. So as always on this channel, I allow Spirit to guide me from beginning to end. And so I'm going to let Spirit guide me to your first deck here. Okay, so this is the one we're going to use. This is the Medieval Feather Tarot. This is the only deck I take reversals, okay, because there is specific meanings on the reverse side. So it is the only deck that I use those. Okay, so they want me to read this one card first and then I'll continue. All right, yeah, so you have the Hermit with detachment. Exactly. So that's this really big personal spiritual growth that you're going through. We can see the skull and bones here. It's a representation of death, of things falling away. But we also have like this elk here, this deer with really big antlers, which represents strength, but it also represents like earned and learned wisdom. Okay, it's coming into a new phase of your personal growth, your personal enlightenment. Okay, and we have detachment here, and a lot of times with change, with becoming something new, we must detach from the old. We must detach and let go of an old self, an old way of being, an old workplace, people, places, things, all of these things. So you might be going through some kind of major realignment where things that no longer fit are falling away, And in order to make room for new growth, and that also then brings me back to this elk, to this deer. Okay, in winter time, it is currently winter in the northern hemisphere. Okay, but in the winter time, all of the deer's horned or the antlers of these deers, they shake them off, okay, every single year, in order to make room for new growth. So the antlers of every deer gets, they fall off, or they get shaken off. They know they have to get rid of them, but even though you could say, well, look at all of the growth that I've accumulated, right? This could be like a job. Look at all the years that I've spent here. Look at all of the experience that I've had, and I'm good at it, and I'm comfortable, and I know it. But then something comes along in our lives where it's an opportunity for new growth, and we kind of have to walk away from the old in order to grow in new ways that our soul is calling us to follow. Okay, because now it's time for us to grow up in a new sense. Okay, it's time for us to discover new things about ourselves and our path, what that means for us, how that looks for us. Okay, spiritually, this could be you've created a home. Okay, you've created a home. You've lived somewhere. In a certain place or a city for a long time, and you've gained a big community around you, and it's comfortable. But then you get an opportunity somewhere else, and you'd be like, man, I'd be really kind of foolish to not take this. It's kind of using our wisdom that we've gained in this certain space or phase in our lives, detaching from the old, right? Even though we've built up some kind of life or experience, things that are valuable here, but it's time for us to detach, to let them go, to let them fall away, so that we can experience something new growth. And maybe that's personally, maybe that's in your own spiritual. It's hitting many things. Every time I go to say that, I stop, because it's many different things that this is affecting. It's like, it's you as a person, and it's going to affect like every area of your life. Okay, and so you have to be adaptable in this growth period. You have to be detached and kind of going with what's being presented, with what's coming into your world, with what's being asked of you, with the universe, what's being presented to you. And you kind of have to step up and say, look, I may not know all of the answers. I may not have all of the answers. This may not be the most comfortable process I've ever been through, but I know what I'm doing is for my highest good. I know where I'm going is going to give me new skills, new opportunities, new outlooks on life, on myself. And it's really going to be important and beneficial for me, for my path, for my soul's growth. Okay, and so I have to follow that. I have to kind of, maybe this is you going off on your own, right? Yeah. Kind of have to detach from the comfort zone in a way. Okay, so that new leaves can grow, so that we can reach new heights. We can go up higher, grow further, grow, more. I'm going to see if there's more here. There is. All right, so we have the Eight of Cups in reverse with effect, and the Five of Cups, okay, upright with connections. So these two coming out together, along with detachment, along with this growth and the adaptability, we are hesitant to leave something behind, okay, because we have certain connections around us that we are afraid of letting go of. We are afraid of risking maybe leaving a comfort zone, or we're afraid of risking leaving certain connections behind, maybe to go off on our own. So a couple examples of this could be, you're working with someone, or you're in a career, you work with other people, but I really have something that I want to do solo. I have a project, I have a business plan, something that I know I can do on my own, and that's calling to me, but I'm afraid of losing certain connections. I'm afraid of, but this job is really great. If I quit now, I might burn a bridge. I might, lose out on certain benefits, right, that I'm currently getting. And so that makes me afraid and hesitant to leave. This could be, I know I've outgrown certain connections or a certain place in my life, but I'm afraid to leave because I'm afraid I won't make the same kind of connections where I'm going. Or if I leave, we'll lose touch. Okay, so there's a fear of of the grief of letting go. Okay, the grief of moving on. And there is a grief period, 100%. Okay, the hermit leaves everyone and everything he's known, a comfort zone, to go and explore, go beyond, to challenge himself, to know himself better. Okay, he sacrifices those things in order for a greater sense of knowing of self, of knowing of God. Okay, a closeness. Okay, of a greater truth. And that requires him to leave. Okay. And so there is an effect to this. There is going to be an effect to leaving, but these effects are going to be greater than you would realize. Okay. These are calling you for a reason. You are being called to step up, to grow in new ways. And yes, there are some connections that are going to fall away, but there's also connections that are going to come in and be even greater than you had hoped or imagined. Okay, because maybe this and this doesn't always mean that you're moving on your own. Maybe you're moving with a partner or a loved one or something, but there is something here in which there's a sacrifice of a comfortability. And that could be other connections, right? Friendships or colleagues. Okay. So it doesn't mean that you're doing this completely on your own. For some it will, for some it won't. But regardless, it is more of I gotta do this for me. Okay? I gotta do this for me. Even if it means, leaving people or things that I've known for a long time and risking feeling that sadness. It's there, right? It's there. It's part of it. Okay. But that doesn't mean that we can't or shouldn't follow this, follow our soul, follow our heart's calling. Okay. We can't just try to avoid all grief or sadness. That's part of the growth. Okay, it's part of the leaves. It's part of the flavors of the experience. Okay, it helps you become. It helps you evolve. All right. If it wasn't there, then it wouldn't be a risk at all. There wouldn't be as much growth to be had. Right. It has to come with the good. It's the difficulty in the beginning. I'm gonna be sad, right? Yeah, this is hard. It's not easy. It's not easy to be the hermit. It's not easy to grow. It's not easy to become, to evolve, right? It's uncomfortable. It's painful. Okay. But you have outgrown something here. You have outgrown a place, a space, and those in it, certain people in it. Okay. And you're not going to be alone forever, or you're not going to be without just as special of connections as before. Okay. This is here to challenge you emotionally. It will challenge you emotionally. Okay. But you are strong enough to go through it, and go through it successfully, and have an enormously powerful and strengthening experience through this growth, through this change, through this leaving, through this going after something new, or this new experience. Okay. And so we have to risk the sadness. We have to allow that to be part of the experience and the growth process. Okay. Not everything, we can't make everyone happy all the time. We can't avoid sadness. We can't avoid sacrifice. Okay, we can't avoid hurting others. Okay, it's unavoidable, even if you stayed around forever. Okay, you're gonna hurt people. You just can't avoid it, and so you really have to just follow yourself, follow your soul, follow your heart's calling, no matter what. No matter what. And those who are going to stick around will stick around, and those who are meant to stick around with you. You'll never lose the connection. You'll never lose that friendship or that love. With those that are meant to come with you, or meant to at least, keep that connection going. Okay. And those that fall away, they fall away. And that was meant to happen. That was meant to. So don't not do this to try to avoid feeling pain or grief or sadness. Because I promise you, if you don't do this, you don't follow this path or this growth, you will feel the grief, you will feel the pain in a much larger way, in a bigger ripple down the line. Okay. Okay, 5 of Swords with comparison. Yeah. That's a big part of this too. 6 of Pentacles with compromise. You're too attached to what others think of you, to how they might judge you, to how they might think if you do this, okay, how they might feel. You're putting others' feelings ahead of your own too much. And you're compromising on your own dreams and wishes so that you don't hurt others, so that you don't. It's almost like it's not almost. You are different. Okay, you are different than other people. Your path is just different. And you can't avoid it. You can't pretend like it's not, because it is. And so you pretending that your path and everything else is just like the other people around you, okay, that you're going to be satisfied or happy staying here or doing this or whatever it is, it's you kind of lying to yourself. It's you wishing, right, comparing, well, why aren't I like this? Why, do I have these feelings? Look, and we got the Tower underneath the deck, okay? There is big change happening, okay? There is something that you feel that is going to save you from something turbulent, okay? Yeah, you need to stop compromising on your own goals, wishes, development, evolution, okay? Because you're trying to grow like everyone else. You're trying to stay in a place that's good for everyone else. Why isn't it good for me? Why aren't I happy here? Why isn't it working, right? Why do I have these desires or these feelings to move on or to go somewhere else, even though people think I'm crazy? People don't understand. They're trying to convince me otherwise. It's because your paths are different. They're just different. So they're not going to get it. They're not going to get you, why you feel this way, why you think this way, why you want to do these things. So you really can't rely on other people, okay, and how they think of it and what their opinions are about it. Look, we have the Master. This is an extra card in this deck. It's very reminding me of the Hermit, okay? You are going here to master self, okay? To master yourself, to master your own path, okay? What your soul's calling, why you came down to earth, okay? And so you must stop, leave behind the attachments to others, the attachments to what others will think of you, what they'll say, their judgments, okay? Because you are the master of your own life. No one else. Only you can receive what you receive. Okay, the messages, the confirmations, the signs, the pulls of your soul. Only you understand those. Only you feel those. Okay, and so by not leaving, you're going to gain even more sadness, disappointment. Okay, because you're not answering your soul's call. Okay, you're denying it by not leaving. Okay. This is about your mastery. This is about you getting to know yourself on a deeper level. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups with going with the flow. We have the Page of Wands with playfulness. We have the Lover's card. And we have the Seven of Wands with stress. Yeah. So this is about, there's a new opportunity, something your heart wants. It's asking you to go with it. Go with what your heart's calling you to do. Go with this new thing that's presenting itself to you, or this new desire, or this idea, or this inspiration, or this new thing. Okay, this is what your soul is calling you to do. This is inviting you to have more fun. This is inviting you to go with what your inner child wants, because this is part of your growth. This is part of your path, is to begin this new thing, is to follow this new lead, to make a new choice, to choose yourself, okay? Because this is what is moving you out of, it's moving you out of stress, of doing too much, of compromising too much on your own desires, on your own heart's calling. It's like you're either way too stressed at where you're at, you're doing too much for too many people, okay? You're trying to make too many people happy. There's something here where you're doing way too much and it's causing you to burn out. It's causing you to stress out, okay? This balloon will pop eventually, okay? But with this new opportunity, this new heartfelt thing that is coming in, whether it be out of your own heart space of an idea, or whether it be presented to you as an offer, an opportunity, or just a desire that is created. I really want to follow this. I really feel called to this. Okay, this is now your invitation to go with your joy. Follow your joy. Go with the flow of joy, of excitement, okay, of what I want. Making new choices that are aligned to joy, that are aligned to fun, to something that is interesting to me, that is fun to me, that is, you know, something exciting, something that I can't wait to try or go to or, you know, discover. I am excited about this. I am, you know, I have visualized and I'm feeling the excitement, the love that comes with it. Okay, so I'm making the new choices to choose me, to choose my mastery, to choose something new and different. And within that, it's going to finally pop all of this stress. It's finally, you're going to be able to put everything down, choose yourself. Everything's going to be so much simpler. I don't have to think about all these people. I don't have to think about what's going to make so-and-so happy or so-and-so comfortable or make it easier for them. I'm doing something strictly for me. That is the key. Do something for you, for yourself, for the joy of you and the joy of what makes you happy and you interested and you excited to get up every day, and something that you know is going to, you know, allow you to grow in the most beneficial way for yourself. All right. So pile number 1, that was your reading today. Magical reading. Really put yourself first. That is what your reading overall is saying. Please put yourself first. You are the most important thing. You've been putting others and compromising on your own desires, your own wants, and your own soul's calling and growth for too long. It is time for your mastery. It's time for you to focus on you, what you want to do, what makes your heart sing. Okay, pile number 1, thank you so much for coming to your reading today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know in the comments. I love your comments so much. Also, let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And if you would like to know more about your own situation, okay, personally, you can book a personal reading with me down in the description box in my website. All right, with that being said, I will see you in the next reading. All of my love, pile 1. Peace. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading today. Thank you so much for being with me here today. I'm very, very excited to be back with you guys doing these readings. And so pile number 2, this is your personal message from the universe. And you guys chose the Rhodenite here. I will just put it off to the side for you. And your card, oops, I just dropped it 1 second. Your card is the Spirit of the River, movement toward adventure. Number 50. 5 is change, Spirit of the River, going with the flow, okay, of what's happening, of what's pulling you. There's a current pulling you. Movement toward adventure. There's something calling you forward, okay? A new adventure to be had, something unknown, okay? We're going deeper into the water, deeper into the waters of the unknown, of the adventure, okay? Something really exciting, but it feels very freeing. It feels deep and it feels freeing. It feels like we're entering a new depth of experience, okay? That's not only, it's like, oh, this is so nice. It's a depth of emotion, a new depth of love, of feeling, a new space in which we have a depth in which we have never been able to enter, right? So we can think about diving into the ocean, and the deeper you go, the more the new creatures you get to see, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know these were down here, right? Because they're not adaptable to the surface of the water. So there's certain animals that stay on the surface, and then there's others that are more at the depths, right? So There's new experiences to be had, new connections to meet, you know, new people to meet, new things to experience here, that are completely new, that maybe you never knew existed, okay, that you never knew could be part of your experience. And at the same time, there's this feeling of freedom. So it's not this heaviness, it's a depth and a richness of experience, and at the same time feeling freer and lighter. Okay, like this is, yes, this is right. This is for me, you know. Okay. So I'm just going to let Spirit guide me to the first deck we're going to use for you guys. Alrighty. So we are going to use the Medieval Feathers Tarot. This is actually the same deck we used, the first same deck we used in pile 1. So everyone's getting this deck, it seems. I mean, we'll see for pile 3, but yeah. And also, just want to mention that this is the only deck I use reversals. So it's the only one that I'll read reversals in. Okay, so I'm going to read this first card and then we'll continue. Okay, so we have the Empress with productivity. Beautiful. Okay, so with the Empress, there's this richness and depth that we were talking about. Okay, there's this new version of yourself in life that you're entering, that you've never entered before, that you've never experienced before. And so a great example of this, although it doesn't have to be the example for all of you, although some it could be, is having a first child, or just having a child, period, okay? Because every child you have is going to be a completely new experience, a new depth, right? It's this new thing, right? I was going to say creature, but I don't want to, I don't mean that in any, negative way at all. But we were talking about the new animals and creatures that we see in the ocean. I mean, this is the same with the child. No two children are alike, right? They each have their own personality and their own, likes and dislikes and spirit. So it is like that. It's like, wow, I never knew this could exist. I never knew, wow, you're so special. You're so unique, So it's this new experience that we're giving birth to, that we're entering a new version of ourselves, a new depth of something in our physical world. So yeah, like motherhood, for the first time especially, there's this new experience that we're stepping into that is here for our growth, that is here for, just this deepening of who we are, right? Where you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I could do this. I didn't know this version of myself, or this aspect of myself was in me. Okay, and it's only triggered because of this new adventure that we're entering, this new space, this new experience that is entering our lives, that we are in communal, we are meeting, okay, it head on. We are saying, I'm ready for this, I'm inviting this in, I'm entering this space, this new adventure, with open arms, with knowing that I am now ready to bring this into my world, and I'm here to meet it there, right? So there is a depth, there is a new version of ourselves in life that is now entering our space. And with productivity here, it's you are being an active player. It's not just something happening, you're meeting it there. You're diving in to the adventure. You're saying, I want this, right? I want to become this. I want to have this. I want to enter this new space of life, of self. I'm an active player here. I'm saying yes. I am doing what it takes to get this done. I'm doing my homework. I'm making the plans. I'm actively creating the space necessary to bring this in. Okay, so yeah, you are an active player in this, and it's going to, I think, invite you to almost act in a way that you, or in like, there's like a level that maybe you have not known before. So, for example, let's say this is you buying your first house. You've never owned a house before. Buying a house, it requires a new level of responsibility, as far as, you know, making sure everything's maintained, your garden's maintained, the house is clean. Maybe you're only used to a small apartment, right? And so there's going to be more to clean, more to maintain, more to fix, because before, your landlord always fixed everything, right? You could call somebody and it would get done. But now it's on you. So there's more responsibility on you, but this is a very welcomed adventure, a very welcomed responsibility. Something you're ready to face head on. You know this, and you know this is for your higher growth. This is also going to bring you more safety, more security, and abundance. So it's going to make you feel more safe, secure, also feeling more like yourself, more empowered, because you're ready for this. You're not going into something that you're not ready for. And so this is going to make you feel empowered, feel more like you're stepping into your truth, like that. It's almost like a new skin, okay? A new perfect dress that you know you can fit into now, and it feels like you. And you're like, okay, this is me. This is so me. This is so, like, I'm so ready for this. I'm so ready to take this on. Of course, there's going to be new challenges that come with it, but I'm ready for them. I'm prepared. I've prepared myself to do this. Okay. Okay. And are we going to do more, or are we going to move on? We're going to move on. Okay, I do want to check the bottom of the deck energy. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands. I'm glad we did, in reverse with hesitation. Perfect. So the Four of Wands upright it's a milestone. It can be it's very much like a new home, like getting married. It's a new milestone that we're reaching, something that we've been, striving towards for a long time. It's very much connected with our stability, with our safety, okay, community, all of those things. And so we are entering this new phase, space. Could be a home, could be marriage, right? Could be getting into something long-term here. And there is clearly a bit of hesitation because it's new. Am I ready? Am I ready for this? This is going to be a lot of responsibility. Could be, right, a child as well. There's going to be a lot more put on my shoulders. Am I mature enough to accept this responsibility? This could even be like a promotion or a new job, something like that. And so there's a little bit of hesitation in welcoming this with open arms and saying, like, yes, yes, yes. It's like, yes, we do want this more than anything, but there's also a little bit of hesitation there of, am I truly ready? Can I handle this? Am I the right person for this? Yeah. Am I truly ready? And you are. We have the Empress. This is our confirmation here. This adventure is calling you for a reason. You are meeting this adventure, even with a little bit of hesitation is okay. A little bit of fear, is perfectly normal. So just because there's a little bit of hesitation or fear, don't think that that's something telling you not to do it or go towards it. It's perfectly normal, right? It's like before the wedding, you get cold feet or whatever. It's just nervousness of, am I truly ready to take this on? And the universe wants to tell you, your spirit and your spirit guides want to tell you, you are more than ready for this. You are ready to take on this new phase. You are ready to meet this, head on. and you can do this. You can prove to yourself you are the person to do this, to have this, to make this a very real reality for you, to make this new level of stability, comfortability, security. You are the person who can lead this, who can create this. Okay, you truly are ready. You truly are in the space to hold this, to have this. Okay. It's funny, Spirit's doing the same decks so far for you in pile 1. I mean, so maybe there is a connection there. There is definitely a bit of a similarity of energy. So if you do want to check out pile 1, please feel free. Okay, so this card dropped, so I'm going to take this 8 of Pentacles with ordinariness. This is very much reflecting back to me, this card, the Empress with productivity, because the 8 of Pentacles talks about mastery. It talks about productivity. It is a very productive card. It's very much focused, working, productive card. Okay, and we see that here. We see this. We also see the abundance of everything happening around you, that your everyday life is about to be up-leveled. Okay, your everyday life is about to express itself in a new way. But you are ready for this. You are so prepared. Look, you are handling everything extremely well. You are mastering this. Okay, yes, there's work to be done, right? You can see that here in the garden. There are things to be picked, things to be maintained and looked after, but you can do this. Okay, you can do this. You can handle this. You've been being prepared for this new adventure. You've got this. You can, handle the workload. You can handle what this contains, this new wish, gift, opportunity, stage of your life. You are ready. Okay, and so we have the 7 of Cups with projections. I'm going to get some more here. We have the Knight of Cups with trust. We have the Magician with existence. And we have the Chariot with awareness. And I almost want to pull one more. Okay, and we have the 8 of Swords with guilt. Yeah. So, I see that you're in your head a little bit. And I think it's almost as if you need to go into this new adventure with a completely open mind. Because it seems to me like you're projecting things of the past or worries, guilt, thoughts, limiting beliefs, worries, on to the future. Things that may have happened in the past, things that stress you out or that are worrying you. What if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't work? What if it ends up going wrong? It has gone wrong in the past. It hasn't worked in the past. What if? Okay. These are projecting into the future, and this is telling you that you need to have this like blank slate, this blank vision. And if anything, You know, you need to know that this is not a repeat of anything from your past, okay? This is not something that's going to replay or happen again. This is a new, fresh beginning, okay? This is something that you have yet to ever experience. And so there really is no references from your past to pick from or to play from or to, you know, imagine from. This is truly something completely new for you, okay? Something that you are ready for, something that you truly do want. And so the universe is telling you here to fall into this, to trust that this is a new doorway that you've opened up for yourself. This is a new creation. This is a new depth with new experiences that you've never accessed before. Okay, and so you are moving with the Chariot, not only because you are becoming something new and someone new, okay? Your experience is now reflecting that newness. And so here's the projection in the back, the fear of the thoughts of what if it's scary? What if it fails? What if I fail? You know, what if it all goes wrong? Those are the fears. But the truth, okay, the truth is behind. The truth is opening itself up. And the truth is that you don't know. The truth is that it's not something of the past. The truth is that you're ready for this new experience and it's going to be more wondrous than you could have imagined. And you actually have no references for it. So there's no point in trying to figure it out. You have to go in with an openness of mind, an openness of heart, an openness of spirit, and say, I have to let go of every assumption, every expectation, every thought, right? Every past experience that I've had, because this is not that. This is not that. This is me entering a completely new depth, a new space. You know, if we do that, it could stop us. We could say, well, I've seen the angelfish before. I've seen the rainbow trout before. You know, whatever it is. It's like, I've seen all that. And that can stop us from going deeper because you're expecting that there's going to be the same things that you've seen on the surface. But what's the reality is that once you go into these new depths, right, you take the adventure on, you say, look, sure, I know that there's these things, but I'm open to experiencing something new, something I've never done, something I've never experienced, people I've never met, right? Love that I've never been able to reach. I'm open to the unknown. I'm open to learning things beyond my knowing, beyond what I've already experienced. I'm open to that possibility that might be there. And so I'm opening myself into a new space. I don't know what's down there. I don't know what will happen once I go down this path. I don't know what I will do. I don't know if I will be able to handle everything, but I'm going to trust in what's being presented to me. I'm going to trust in this path that I've been working towards, that I've been, creating, that I've been wanting to create, that I've been growing into, okay? And I am going to see what's there. I don't know what to expect, and that's a good thing, okay? Because what's down there is something that your mind cannot conceive at this point, simply because you've never experienced it, okay? Simply because you have no reference points for it. You've never encountered, okay, the depth, the peace that will be there, the new sense of wonder that is there to experience, the new, beings that you will meet, and the intricacies of their uniqueness, the newfound skill that you discover about yourself, of how long you can hold your breath, or how you don't panic in those certain, moments or experiences. Even though you go, I can't go down there, I'll panic, right? I'll freak out. I'll be too scared. And in the reality is that you find this sense of deep peace, deep inner knowing that, oh my gosh, this is for me. I can do this. I can handle this. You're discovering something about yourself that you didn't know was there. And it's all because you're like, I'm just going to go down this new path, this new adventure. I am going to trust myself. I'm going to trust the universe and where it's taking me. Okay, what it's trying to show me, what it's trying to reveal unto me. Okay, I'm not going to let my thoughts in the past project anything or stop me or, make this into something that it's not. I'm going to go in with trust, with faith, with an openness of heart and mind, and see what is there for me to discover. Because there's something beyond what you have the capacity to visualize, to imagine. What you are beyond what you think you are. And this is beyond anything you've experienced up until this point. And it's going to change every aspect of life. This is about mastering and showing up day in, day out, productively, and saying, I'm ready for this expansion. It feels very grounded with these two cards especially. It's grounding this. So yes, there's a depth. Yes, there's a new adventure, but it's very grounded in the physical. It's very much here. It's very much ordinary. Like having a child, right? Almost everybody does it in their life. And so it's very ordinary, but it's also extraordinary. And it's something that you'll never be the same after. It's something that, it's a completely new version of you, new version of life, a new depth of love, a new depth of everything, right? So it's something like that. Like buying a home. It's a very ordinary experience, but it's extremely life-changing. It changes everything, right? It changes your ability to do certain things. It changes the way you show up in the world, right? And so it's something very much like that. And so the universe here is telling you, please trust yourself, trust us, where you are being led, where you are being called. You are ready, okay? You are ready, you are ready, you are ready. And so stop letting, or don't let, your thoughts, your fears of what could be, okay, because they're all coming from a past version of you, a past version of your life, and it has nothing to do with that. And so just try to go in with as little expectation, with as little attachment to an outcome as possible. That will give you the easiest transition into this. That will allow this adventure to be created and to flow in its best, most highest form for you. Okay, pile number 2. That was your reading today. What a beautiful reading it was. Thank you so much for coming today and being with me here in this time, in this space. Please let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. I absolutely love connecting with you guys in the comments. And if this reading resonated, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you would like to know more about your own situation, you can book a personal reading with me down in the description box. All right, so with that being said, I will see you guys in the next reading. All of my love. Peace. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is a personal message to you from the universe. All right, I'm so happy to be with you guys back again here. Truly excited for your message today. So you guys were drawn to the Howlite here. Just going to put it right here for you. And your card is the Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. Oh my gosh, I love this. The Dust Devil. And it's 15, which is actually the Devil card in tarot. So that's super, super interesting. And I don't know if I've ever even gotten this card before. So I am going to read it intuitively, but at some point we may read this card just out of curiosity. I see there's a desert here. The desert is very still, it's very hot, it's very barren, okay? But this dust storm comes and picks everything up and moves it around. And so that's what I'm kind of feeling here, is that there's something that's been barren, something that's been a little bit, taking a long time. Maybe you've had to have a lot of patience. You've had to be without something, okay, for a while. And then all of a sudden, it's like this flurry of a movement and action comes, and it's just like moves everything. It allows everything to move, to pick up, and it might even be a little bit overwhelming or feeling chaotic at first, but it's only to allow for movement, and it's just time for everything to pick up and get going, okay? So yeah, moving out of some kind of stillness, stagnation, that's super exciting. Okay. Also, the dust devil reminds me of, I don't know if you guys remember these used to be called dust busters, I think. It's like a small vacuum. And I think with this, it's almost like removing some kind of stagnant energy, yes, but also maybe something that's been, almost feels like debris, like unwanted energy, unwanted maybe people, places, and things in your life, things that have felt like it's like a cleaning of energy, a cleansing, a cleaning up, with this, a tidying up of the energy. Okay. It's funny, all three, because I allow Spirit to just completely guide me. I do not pre-plan or pre-pick any of the decks, but all three piles have gotten this deck, the Medieval Feather Tarot, as their first deck. And I think it's because I haven't, because of the nature of the message, and I haven't been on YouTube for a little while now, this deck gives me the most messages. It gives me like the most detail. And I just saw 333 on the timer. And so this allows me to almost read a very detailed message for you guys. And we're actually not going to take all of those cards. And it's mostly because this is the only deck I read reversals in. Okay, so I'm going to take these two. All right, so we have the Eight of Swords with Defense. And we have the Nine of Cups in reverse with Confusion. So we see this here, the Nine of Cups, the dream, the wish, right? Something that's felt stagnant, a dream, a wish, something that's been on our hearts, something that's deeply tied to our emotional satisfaction, has been almost non-moving, stagnant. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's even felt with the devil, like there's some kind of blockage here. There's something keeping me from what I want. Okay, Eight of Swords with Defense. There's been, some kind of blockage. This could be, the Eight of Swords is usually, it's our own mind, our own beliefs, okay, that are blocking this wish. And so this could be a belief of what we deserve, a belief of what is possible, okay? And so this reminds me of the story of when, Jesus walked in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. It was a sacrifice, okay? And you could even compare that to, it's like the fasting. And I think that's what it was. He walked in the desert without food or water. right? And so he was lacking something, but he wasn't lacking anything. You know what I mean? He almost sacrificed something, or he went without something, okay, in order to gain something else, in order to gain clarity of thought, clarity of mind, clarity of heart. So that's kind of the process that I'm seeing here. It's almost, there was like a challenge, or we almost had to face our own demon, our own devil, if you will, our own fear, our own expectation, or like attachments, okay, that something within our mind that was keeping us stagnant or stuck or still. And so we went without something very much attached to a wish, dream, something on our hearts, something that we wanted, in order to clear the blockage, in order to clear the mind, in order to clear a belief that we held that was keeping us from the dream, from the wish. We had some kind of blockage, some kind of thought, some kind of belief pattern that was the actual thing, you know, keeping us from entering the space of the dream, of the wish. It was our own devil, our own attachment, if you will. And now this is being moved, this is being kicked up, and now movement is available, because I really do believe that you have now, because of this card, if it was just these two, I would say, okay, you're still in this process of clearing. But because we have this card, it shows me that now you have realized, and maybe it was a defense mechanism, right? A defense against getting hurt. Maybe I was afraid to really believe in a dream, in a wish that I could have this, because I'm afraid of getting hurt, because I'm afraid of getting my hopes up. I'm afraid that if I let myself dream this big, I will just get hurt. It won't actually happen. And so I had to go through this desert without having this, right? To understand and realize where I am my own worst enemy, where I'm keeping myself from my wish because of a defense, because of a fear, okay? Because I believe I don't deserve it, or that it's not an actuality for me, it's not a reality for me. And that's only coming from a learned defense of life can't be this good for me. I'm not capable of living this life, or of having this in my life, having this dream, having this wish, okay? And so you had to walk this path, right, without it, to understand that it is only in my own mind that is keeping me, that it can be a reality for me, okay, if I truly believe it to be. If I know that this can be a reality for me, I have to put myself there. I have to stop blocking it. I have to let down my defenses that are keeping me. It's like a castle wall, right? You've put up something to protect yourself, but you're like, why don't I have any friends? Why am I so alone? But it's like, because you haven't put down the gates in years, right? You've kept the wall up that has been keeping you from the exact thing that you want, okay? So, like, yeah, example, I'm so lonely up here in my castle. Why doesn't anyone come and visit me? Why can't I, meet anyone? And it's like, well, no one can access you because you've never let down the wall. You've never allowed people in. You've been afraid of actually allowing this into your life, all the while saying, oh, I want this so badly, right? But not actually identifying or creating the action that would allow this in. Okay, you've been counteracting yourself, right? You're saying one thing, but you're doing another, or you're saying one thing, but yet you don't really let anyone in. Oh, I want love so bad. And then someone will say, well, I have this great person for you. They'd be great for you. And you go, no, no, it's not, I don't know. That's not really, I'm busy that day, or it's not really what I had imagined, it being like, or whatever. It's like you're making excuses, or you're doing certain things that are not cohesive to actually what's on your heart. Okay. And so I feel like you've been in this desert long enough now. You've seen the error of your ways. You've seen where you've kind of been blocking your own blessing, your own wish, your own dream. And you're like, I've literally just been thinking about this wrong, or I've been believing something, or I've been trying to protect myself from this, when really I need to allow it into my life. I need to know that it is a true reality for me, that it is very, very possible for me to have this, and that it's actually waiting for me to just open up to it. Okay, it's waiting. And now it's like there's something that's been created. It's like an apparition presenting itself, saying like, okay, you're ready, right? It's you've walked through this desert long enough. You've kind of seen where I'm keeping my blessings from myself, right? Where I'm blocking this. I want to give you one more example here. It's like it's like, let's say I want a home, right? I want a family. But then every single time I could go and actually do something about it, or I could go and look at places, I kind of shut down, right? I kind of go, oh, it's not the right time. It's not the right one. And it's not to say like take the first opportunity that presents itself. It's not saying that at all. But it's almost like there's been opportunities and you've kind of rejected them, or you've kind of done something that in your heart of hearts was a shutdown, was a kind of, because even if it's not the right one, go explore it anyway, because it's going to help you. It's going to help you get there. So it's kind of like, sorry, I'm just trying to get you some good examples, but I hope you're receiving the energy as I'm explaining it. Yeah, it's just that like the opportunities have been arising, but it's like, where are you kind of sabotaging it? Because you're like, well, it's not the right time for me, or it's not the right one, or, I'm not ready yet, right? It's like, there's all these things, and maybe you're doing them subconsciously. And that could look like, okay, yeah, for example, it's the new year, right? So you could say, okay, I want to get in shape. All right, I know that's a goal of mine, a dream, a wish that will help me in many areas of my life. Okay, but it's like every time, it's every single day is an opportunity to go after this dream, to make it a reality, to, exercise even. But you could say, okay, I don't have the weights that I want. I don't have a gym membership, right? But you know that you do have access to the internet in your house. Okay, you can access YouTube. And so there really is no excuse as to why you can't exercise. You have access to shoes and a door, and you can walk outside your house and you can go for a walk. Okay, you could go pick up 2 rocks. It's like there are ways in order to get this done, to get you into that dream wish arena, or space. And it's just that you keep coming up with things as far as why you can't have it, why you don't have enough resources, or why you it's not the environment's not right. It's like there's things like that. Okay, but with that being said, it's like there's something here that's stirring things up, and I don't know if this is your own mind kind of untangling itself, you're kind of seeing where you're blocking your blessings, or if this is something that happens in your life and it's just like takes it out. But I really feel like it's you guys realizing something because you've been without it for so long. You're like, you know, I'm actually going to open myself to this. I see where I've been blocking it. I see where I've been limiting myself. I'm going to change this. I'm going to put down the door, put down the defenses. All right, we're going to go to the next deck here. Yeah, and it's been causing confusion. Like, why isn't my dream here? Why isn't my wish here? But yet, you've been doing everything to block your own wish. You've been limiting it. Okay. All right, so we have the Page of Cups, Page of Vessels, promotion, hard work, dedication, loyalty, career. And this is a very funny Page of Cups. I don't know if, or Vessels, I don't know if I'm allowed to show this on YouTube, so we will just block that out. It's hilarious. It's basically, this card is like not giving up no matter what. And that's the real message here, and especially with the 15, it's Capricorn, it's hardworking energy. It's like you really are working towards this. You really do want this to happen for yourself. And we all have arrows, you know, swords in our paths, or things that try to stop us from getting to where we're going. Even if they're, you know, within ourselves, and sometimes they've been given to us and we don't even realize that we're blocking it because it's been a learned behavior. Okay, and so we have to be very, very observant within ourselves of like, how am I stopping this from happening? You know, how am I, you know, coming on too hard, or how am I not acting enough, or not opening myself enough? Okay, so promotion, hard work, dedication, loyalty, career. This could be a career for a lot of you guys because of all of this, but there is something here that now we're moving out of stagnation. So this wish could be definitely attached to a career, to work. Okay, you are about to move up the ladder. You are moving up now. It's now your time to move up and out of this place of that you've been in for a long time, maybe without a pay raise, without some kind of recognition or reward. Okay, and it's like, I think it's because there has been some kind of self-limiting belief of, oh, I don't deserve it, or I'm not hard enough working. But it's like, but I keep showing up every day. It's crazy. It's like the body has been going, right? You've been moving through this desert, but your mind is like, I'll never get out of here. I'll never find water. I'll never find civilization again. But you kept moving, okay? Because there's something deeper than the mind, and that is the soul. That is the whole heart's calling. And so you kept moving up. And so now you're moving finally out of this space into the space of the heart's goal, desire, wish. Okay, because of your dedication, because of your loyalty, because of the hard work. You've showed up day in and day out. Okay, regardless of the mind saying, oh, you may never get there. It might not ever be possible for you. Okay. And so we're going to go to another deck here. You are moving up and out of a place you've been in for a long time. So, yes, we have the 5 of Cups with emotional loss. We have the 8 of Cups with emotional withdrawal. And we have the crown chakra. Yeah, it's almost like these defenses have been coming from a place of hurt, of protecting the heart, okay, from hurt. It's almost like you've been maybe hurt in the past by either being rejected, denied, fired, whatever it may have been, of feeling not good enough, feeling like you don't deserve this, feeling this wish, okay, feeling like I don't want to get disappointed again, get my hopes up again, okay? But all the while, you've been making moves towards it. You've kept it going. And so I really see that this next step, okay, is you finally moving out of that space of stagnancy, of defense, of being without your wish, of it's like, it's finally like it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like I'm kind of like, I'm just fed up. I'm fed up of not having it. I've been looking at, I've been making the right moves. I've been really working toward it. I've been seeing like where I'm holding myself back, what kind of thought patterns that I'm keeping of limiting beliefs, of like maybe insecurity, right? I've been really doing everything that I can in order to get myself prepared for this wish truly, right? I'm not just like letting it sit on the back burner anymore. I'm kind of like, I'm done with this. I'm deciding, I'm putting my future or my wish, my goal into my own hands. And I'm making this happen for myself. And it's like, and I can do it. It's like there's a switch of the attitude. And then that's when it's like, everything starts happening. It starts moving. I'm now, oh my gosh, there's this like flurry of activity. Wow, things are starting to come. Opportunities are starting to come my way. People are starting to come. I'm getting to a space that feels comfortable, that feels like, wow, I'm actually making real moves towards this. Okay. And I think it's because you took time out to say, like, what is it that like, what do I want? A. B, how am I getting in my own way, right? Because it's no one else's fault or no one else's responsibility at this point, okay? At this point, it's completely on me as far as, why I don't have this in my life or why this isn't happening for me. And so all I can control is my own movement, my own mind, my own thoughts, my own work, okay? And so that's what you've been focusing on, yourself, and how you can make yourself better. And it's like, this is really coming from the highest place. You're really tuning in to your soul's calling, to your soul's desire. And I want to say this, 5 plus 1 is 6, 7, 8. You're making the moves step by step. Even if it felt stagnant, it felt still, and it felt stuck, you were still making incremental steps. You were still going up the ladder, one step at a time, whether you knew it or not. Even if it felt like you were not moving at all, you were just slowly, at a pace in which you could heal, at a pace in which you could leave certain beliefs behind. And it's like now, all of a sudden, you're coming to this place that you've never achieved before. And you're like, oh my gosh, I was moving that whole time. I was improving. I was letting go. I was getting closer to my goal without even realizing it. And then all of a sudden, it's like, there's this thing that tips it. And it's like, whoosh. It's completely moving now. It's like the dam broke. And now it's like this flurry of activity, all of these people coming into my life, all these opportunities coming into my life, all this excitement, all this movement. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I can't believe it. I didn't think I was even getting anywhere. And now all of a sudden I'm in a different space. All of a sudden it's like that apparition. I'm just sitting here doing nothing, seemingly. Maybe you're meditating, let's say, and you out of nowhere, this apparition appears to me, and it's life-changing, and it changes everything about myself, about what I believe, about my thoughts. It's about the reality of that I know. Okay, it's completely out of nowhere, out of the blue, seemingly. I just thought I was sitting and meditating, and then this happens and it changes my life. So that's really what that feels like. I'm going to read this one out of the book for you before we go. Okay, so it says, embrace the chaos, trust in the process, moving out of stagnation. The presence of the dust devil causes a ruckus. Some people are afraid of his chaotic nature, believing that he comes to intentionally stir things up. The truth is, you can't expect this dream ally to behave, to bring niceness, to be clean. His power is in the mess he creates as he calls for you to engage in the full cyclone of life. He represents two aspects to you now. The winds in your outer life appearing to throw you off course, where you assume the world is coming at or happening to you, and the winds that churn inside you, with the dust devil arising from your dreamscape to help you escape your invisible chains shackling you to a barren desert. Stop asking for things to be perfect. Awkward, messy, conflicted, exuberant, and wild is how you shift. Trust this process. Oh my gosh, amen. The dust devil knows what you need when you need it. Once things settle, you will see the gleaming jewels awaiting your discovery, the wisdom awaiting integration. So, such a key message there is that with this change, with this leveling up, with this end of stagnation, it's going from like nothing to like all these maybe opportunities, and it's going to seem maybe chaotic, but it's just to shake things up because things have been stuck and stagnant, and you need to be okay with things being unplanned or non-perfect, okay? Because maybe in the fear of being vulnerable or embarrassed or, not how you want them to go, it causes you to not move at all, right? I don't want my life to get moved up, and I don't want all this change, so I'm not going to act upon my heart's calling. I'm not going to put myself out there because it might mean that I have to change or that someone else gets involved, and then I lose control in some way, right? You have to be okay with not having control, because that's what's going to create this dream, this wish to come into your life. You have to be okay with the unknown, with things becoming unraveled and change happening and your life shifting and you not being able to have everything exactly as you hoped or planned or wanted, or, because that's coming from a defense mechanism. It's coming from a need to control the way things are, which is actually the very thing that is blocking your wish, your dream, your wishes in the first place. It's like, you're like, I want this romance. I just keep going to it because it's an easy thing, easy example. I want this romance in my life, right? But every time someone goes, hey, let's go on a whim, let's go out dancing, let's go to dinner. You're like, nah, I'm going to stay in. It's like, okay, well, you have to allow life to take you away and to take you on these adventures or on these unknown things, and allow a bit of chaos. That's the only way these things will get stirred up and moved. You have to do things that make you uncomfortable. You have to change your routine. You have to do spontaneous things so that this new energy can come into your life, so that you can align with your wish, okay? Because right now you're not aligned, and keeping it that way, keeping it stuck in that, it's keeping you from it. And so things have to get switched up and shifted and changed. And that's what's happening. And that's what's about to happen if it's not happening yet. So if things feel chaotic, it's good. It's a good thing. Okay, so do not be afraid. Don't be like, oh my gosh, what's happening? It's bringing you to your dream, to your wish. It's aligning you to it. It's trying to shake you up, okay, from what you've been in, from what you know. And maybe that means you leaving something behind, you leaving an old way, an old comfort zone, okay? But know that this is moving you into the direction you've been wanting to go, moving you into the love, the wish, the dream, the career, the opportunity, okay, that you've been trying to get to. This is finally the thing that's going to break off the wall, the defense, the fence that has been keeping you from what you want. Okay, pile 3, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you enjoyed your reading today as much as I did. Please let me know in the comments If you did, I love connecting with you guys. Also, let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you want to see more videos like this one. And if you'd like to know more about your own situation, you can book a personal reading with me down in the description box on my website. All right. All of my love, pile 3. Peace.